December 24th, 2024. A cold Christmas night. Denver, Colorado. Snow drifted past the windows in slow spirals, coating the city in silence. Christmas lights blinked faintly on distant houses, their colors muted against the frost. Inside, Daniel sat alone, the quiet of the evening pressing against him. The warmth of his apartment felt distant, almost unreal, compared to the chill that seemed to creep from the air itself. 3 sharp knocks broke the silence. Daniel's heart jumped. Who could possibly visit on Christmas Eve? He set his half-empty glass aside, the faint clink of it hitting the table sounding too loud in the quiet room, and walked to the door. The knocking came again, urgent, deliberate. He opened it. Jason. Relief sliced through his fear. His old friend stood there, bundled in a heavy coat, breath steaming in the cold, eyes dark but familiar. Daniel, Jason whispered. His voice trembled, though his gaze was steady. Don't speak. Just listen. Daniel's confusion froze him in place. Then he saw the gun, black and cold, in Jason's hand. What? Jason. Before he could finish, a sharp blow struck the side of his head. Pain exploded across his vision. The floor rushed to meet him. Darkness swallowed him. When Daniel opened his eyes again, the cold was sharper, harsher. The floor beneath him was wood, rotting and damp. Chains bit into his wrists and ankles. His head throbbed. Shadows shifted in the corners, revealing other bodies, bound, struggling just like him. The room smelled of mold, rust, and something metallic. Silence pressed against them, broken only by the slow, deliberate drip of water somewhere above. Every drop sounded like a ticking clock counting down to something unseen. Daniel tried to move, testing his chains. Metal dug into his skin with each struggle. His gaze swept the room, warped wooden beams, cracks splitting the floorboards, shadows that seemed almost alive. One of the strangers, an older man, groaned and croaked, "Where are we?" No answer came, only the steady dripping. Daniel's thoughts turned back to Jason. Why him? Why now? Fear and disbelief churned in his stomach. His friend had been the one to deliver him here, but why? A radio sputtered to life in the corner. Static hissed before a voice, jagged and deliberate, crawled through the room. You don't know why you're here. Not yet. But you will. Every one of you. And it begins now. The air thickened. The strangers froze, eyes darting, hands trembling. Panic was a living thing. Then the dripping stopped. Silence pressed in even harder. Then movement. From beneath the shadows came a scraping, wet sound, something dragging along the floorboards. The older man screamed, chains clanging as he struggled. Daniel swallowed hard. The chains rattled around him, cold and unyielding. He realized they were trapped completely. No one would come. Not tonight, not ever. A door at the far end of the room creaked open. Thin light spilled across the floor. At first, nothing moved. Then a wooden box slid silently into the room, stopping at Daniel's feet. The older man whispered, "What is it?" But no one dared to touch it. Daniel's hand trembled as he lifted the lid. Inside, a single key and a folded note, yellowed and fragile. He unfolded it carefully. The first step to freedom is the truth you hide. Face it, or bleed for it. The words hung in the air, personal, accusing. The room seemed to breathe with them. Then, faintly, almost childlike, laughter echoed from somewhere unseen. Did you hear that? Daniel whispered. The others nodded, wide-eyed, too terrified to speak. The laughter repeated, distorted, coming from no single direction. Suddenly the chains jerked. Someone cried out in pain. Panic erupted, shouts and grunts filling the room. Daniel's mind raced. Something connected them all, he could feel it. The radio crackled again, voice low, sinister. You've been chosen, not for luck. Not for chance. For what you've done, for what you've ignored. Dripping resumed. Slow. Steady. A heartbeat in the silence. Then movement from the floorboard near the staircase. Something slithering, clawed, dragging along the wood. The older man screamed again. From the staircase, a tall figure emerged. Thin, unnaturally tall, face hidden in darkness. Each step deliberate, measured, full of menace. "Your game has only begun," the voice echoed, now emanating from the figure itself. The room went black. When Daniel opened his eyes again, the snow outside felt colder, the chains heavier, the shadows multiplying. The others were awake, trembling, staring into the dark. He whispered to himself, "We're all trapped. What is it going to be now?" The dripping continued above them, relentless, marking every second. The lodge had already claimed them. The game was on. Some secrets should never be uncovered. See you in the next episode.